So, recently my video on Undertale Repent to Jesus did a few numbers, kinda blew up in terms of this channel, which, considering previously it had only been used to house little entirely for fun videos every once in a while, basically just started. That's incredibly lucky and exciting. It's gratifying to see the hard work I've put in pay off. But at the same time, considering I'd like to turn this whole YouTube thing into a viable career path, kind of immediately puts a lot of stress on my shoulders. Mostly for my own expectations and the way this platform functions. A similar sort of thing happened in 2024 with this video of mine, Undertale's Darkest Analog Horror series, and it, in conjunction with a whole lot of real-life shenanigans, left me really burnt out for a long time. I want to avoid that happening again, not only for the health of the channel, but for myself. So I'm gonna take this week off of the new series grind set to make a chill little video exploring and explaining these feelings, while I search for the perfect roast to sniff out. Okay, this is the last scripted line. No more floaties, little fish bitch. Now it's time to swim. I don't know why I called myself a little fish bitch. Speaking of roses, I really enjoy these flowers right here that you land on in this video game, because that's the thing that you do. I feel like there's a lot that you can like read into if you wish with these, because obviously these have to be maintained, right? And we're not quite sure if Kara like landed on these originally in the underground, right? So part of why these are maintained is like if she did fall on these is obviously in her memory. But also, considering that it's a 99% chance that it's Toriel maintaining these, it also makes sense that she could be putting them there specifically for humans to land on, you know, give them a soft little fall, but that also just kind of make you wonder, what if a human just fell to the side of these? That wasn't great. So that's probably not the entire reason why. I think a big part of it, especially for a character like Toriel, is that watering and taking care of these flowers gives her like a good reason to stay coming back here and checking for humans every day. So it's like she's able to come out here, and even if she doesn't find a human, she's not wasting her time because she's keeping this flower bed alive. Like it kind of makes sense, and I kind of follow a similar mindset with a lot of things, where I feel the need to justify doing something rather inefficient. And I was kind of doing that a lot with this video. I was trying to figure out like how can I use this video the most to be the best for the channel, you know? How can I justify doing this? But then I realized that that's not really a mindset that I should fall into. You know, if I want to do this video, if I want to talk about some of this stuff, then I should do that, you know? I deserve to do things that I enjoy and make me happy. I've tried to record this video a few times before at this point, so Flowey's gonna be a fucking judgmental prick up here when I go up to him. Don't you have anything better to do? Get out of my fucking face, you stupid flower. With Flowey, there's a lot of interesting little traits that he has, right? I think Flowey is a very interesting character because he mentions that he didn't start out this megalomaniacal, right? Like, he wasn't immediately trying to kill everybody. He wanted to make everybody happy at the start. But by the time we meet him here, he's not only engaging in all of that, he's reveling in it, you know? He's really playing into this big villain mindset. And I think that there's a few reasons for that. I think part of it is he feels such intense guilt for having killed everyone over and over. Like, because that breaks his view of self, obviously, right? So he ends up reshaping who he perceives himself as to be this completely irredeemable villain, because then he doesn't have to have this crisis of faith. Because a lot of people would rather just straight up be like, yeah, I'm a bad person, than have to reconcile with the fact that they've broken these morals, these values that they hold so dearly. So I think that's definitely part of it. And I think another reason that he could be acting like this is we see in the genocide route, right? Where similar to the pacifist route, they really parallel each other in a lot of ways. We end up making Flowey feel like real emotion, like rather than being this hollow little vessel, right? And in Pacifist, we do that by obviously having him become Asriel again. And in Genocide, we do that by having him be fucking terrified of us. So I think part of it, given that terror, is that he was always afraid of us to an extent. Like, given that we took away his determination abilities, right? And I think that he really, like, he's eventually able to fully accept that fear, or I guess accept, or fully realize that fear with what we become in the Genocide group. So I think part of it is also by playing this like very powerful, very sure of himself evil character, he's able to be like, well, they can't do anything to me because I'm the god of this new world. So I think part of it is also a defense mechanism in that way. You know, there's two different kinds of fear that he's combating. Honestly, this dummy right here, I think I definitely find is the most interesting character in the game, you know? Like every other character, they're pretty good, but their lore is pretty straightforward. They don't have the real moral complexity of the dummy here. Like, let's see what happens if I check this dummy. Dummy, 0 attack, 0 defense. A cotton heart and a button eye. You are the apple of my eye. Do you ever see any poetry outside of this? It's like the dummy is immediately trying to seduce you. Which, considering you're canonically a child, listen, Toriel, it was for the greater good. I'm sorry. I'm staring contest. Fuck, I blinked. So I have a bad habit that I know a lot of people who do YouTube can really relate to. Like, I've seen other YouTube people talk about this. And a part of that's definitely because YouTube incentivizes it quite a lot with how their system operates. I love capitalism. But I fucking check the analytics on my videos constantly. Like, I will do it pretty much right when I wake up. And right when I go to sleep, like right before I'll check it a few points during the day. I'm trying to get better about that. But the issue is, when I have a video do very well, I immediately feel the need to it feels like this is the new base level for success. And if I don't reach that level, then the little endorphins in my brain are very upset. And I don't really need to go in how YouTube has this happen. Like, a lot of people have talked about this, I guess. But it kind of does what this music does to your brain, you know? Like, as soon as I'm not entirely on a schedule, or if I'm not meeting this level of success that I've set up elsewhere that might be fully unattainable, because there's a lot of luck involved in this as well, I kind of really go in on myself when that happens, you know? And combine that kind of overwhelm, you know, where I feel the stress to keep this up, with other scenarios happening in life, like other overwhelming things, and when I'm not able to keep things entirely in my hands, you know, like if we're not able to accord for something and it becomes difficult to keep up something regularly, then I kind of have a bad habit of going in on myself, basically. So basically, what I'm doing with this video is, because I know where all of that stuff leads to, I'm kind of preemptively sabotaging any need to keep things up at that level, you know? Like, I'm not going to allow myself to box myself in. So I'm gonna have to undermine the kind of activities that I do that are going to incentivize that feeling within me, so that I don't immediately get burnt out, so I can like keep really enjoying what I do. So for context, anyone watching this video who doesn't know, so this is my second channel, right? And I had that main channel for a long time, masenverse, and now I would consider them kind of equal with what I'm gonna be doing on them, because ever since that big video essay, it's really kind of messed up my algorithm for videos. Like, because I had gaming videos before that, right? And they were doing pretty well. But once I had that big video essay go absolutely insane, YouTube suddenly thought that, oh, my viewers all just want these horror video essays, you know? So it started sending those gaming videos to the wrong people. In retrospect, I should have put that video on a new channel and then just like push traffic there by mentioning it with the main channel gaming videos, and I'm sure that would have done very well. So I'm hoping that now that I'm following this kind of strategy of separating things, I'm hoping it kind of rectifies the issues caused by that discrepancy. But another part of it is, like, it's not just that it was all the algorithm nonsense. I also kind of fucked myself over because I wasn't prepared for how well that video was going to do. Which is weird because I knew that video was going to do well. Like, I had a strong feeling about it. But at the time, I had been working at this warehouse job for a little while that I absolutely hated. Like the constant metal scraping, metal machinery noises, the doing the same like small tasks with my hands every day. Like, it was insane. I was already kind of in a very depressed mindset, so having all that time alone with myself and being very overwhelmed sensory wise really fucked up my mental health. Part of that is also I am incredibly neurodivergent. I have autism and ADHD, so I'm very sensitive to that kind of thing. So because I despised that kind of environment so much, I was very determined to get out of it. And to me, the way I had to do that was by making some stuff that did incredibly well so that I could, you know, make enough money to pursue YouTube full time. But because I was so determined to do that, and because I was like in that depressive mindscape, I really didn't value myself at all. And I didn't really take care of myself in that pursuit. At the time, I viewed it as just like locking in for the time being, and I'd be able to like ease off a bit once I was successful enough in those regards. But the problem is, once I did get that huge success, I had already dug myself into such a hole that I wasn't able to keep up with the standard that I had set. And then I had a lot of stuff outside of YouTube that was outside of my hands complicating that as well. And add to like all those intense feelings the fact that I had recently found out that men couldn't get pregnant. I honestly wasn't having a great time overall. And I want to avoid falling into that same sort of methodology, because when I did make that big video essay, that took like 2 months. And during those 2 months, I kind of didn't sleep for the last week of it, which apparently isn't good for you. But part of that mindset does hold true. You know, it's like, I am ambitious. I do have things that I'm very passionate about that I would like to do with this channel, you know, because I do love making art, like quote unquote content, which is a word I fucking hate when used with YouTube and just media in general, because it's people are so passionate about all of this. Like I hate the word, I hate the way that it's been, that our mindsets have kind of been shaped to be a lot less empathetic to how much people care about all this stuff, because I need to treat myself well, you know? In the past, I've fallen into like a lot of self-hating behaviors, and the truth is that going without sleep for a long time, like working myself into the ground till I'm extremely burnt out just to try to reach goals at all costs, that's a form of self-harm. And that's a kind of behavioral pattern that I want to phase out. And if anybody, like, if you're listening to this and you kind of relate to what I'm saying, I want you to know that you are worth taking care of yourself and being taken care of by others. You know, you shouldn't shy away from people doing kind things for you because they care about you, no matter how irrationally guilty it makes you feel. And if you do have any similar experiences, or if you have any similar mindsets that fluctuate in different ways, I would love to hear about those, because I just want to hear about everybody's experiences, you know? And I want to have this video as kind of a little space where people can be supportive to each other. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for being patient with me about the whole Undertale Repent to Jesus series, which I do genuinely love making, because that mod's fucking ridiculous. And I hope that you feel comfortable loving yourself. And I hope that the community we foster here is able to promote that kind of mindset where people are able to value themselves and know that they matter, which is what I have on both my channel descriptions. Just you matter with a heart, and I've had that for a long time. Kind of like a little mission statement for me, because out of my values, I'd say that empathy is what I place highest. Thank you for listening, and now that we're at this cross of roses, I swear to God, this was not planned. But it's kind of perfect considering that I've been talking about Undertale Repent to Jesus. A lot of what I'm saying here relates to that. That we end up smelling roses that shape a cross. So let's just give it a little bit of a sniff. Yeah, they smell pretty good. Also, here's a little beat that I made that kind of exemplifies my feelings here in a very direct sense. Okay, thank you for watching. Here's the beat. Bye-bye.